reporting. The next generation professional will be valued not just for expertise in financial reporting and auditing, but for the ethical integration of technology and sustainability. We stand at a historic crossroads. To succeed, our profession must align with this global trend while adapting to our unique national and regional contexts for a truly sustainable impact. To enable this transition, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Bangladesh (ICAB) has developed and is implementing a reform strategy aligned with the International Federation of Accountants (IFAC). This strategy provides a coherent roadmap for institutional transformation. It envisions the Institute as a globally aligned, digitally empowered and ethically grounded professional body. Its 8 interconnected reform pillars reflect a deep commitment to innovation, integrity and long-term global competitiveness. Welcome to the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Bangladesh (ICAB). To ensure integrity, accountability, transparency and good governance in every aspect of the economy, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Bangladesh was established on 6 January 1973 under the President's Order No. 2 of 1973 through the Bangladesh Chartered Accountants Order 1973. ICAB, in the past 52 years of its glorious journey, has become the integral part of the economic development of Bangladesh. ICAB members hold a widely respected professional accounting qualification which supports enterprise and sustainable growth in the business environment. ICAB is an autonomous body under the Ministry of Commerce, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh. Since its establishment, the Institute has been working to promote and regulate high-quality financial reporting and auditing in Bangladesh, develop and maintain the competence of professional accountants, and enhance the reputation of the accounting profession in all sectors of the economy. The Institute is governed by a council comprising of 20 members elected from the 2 regional constituencies, Dhaka and Chattogram, headed by an elected president. Besides Dhaka, ICAB has regional offices in Chattogram, Rajshahi, Rangpur, Borishal, Khulna, Sylhet and Mymensingh. It has 3 overseas chapters: the UK Management Chapter located in London, the North American Chapter based in Toronto, Canada, and the Asia Pacific Chapter located in Sydney, Australia. ICAB is one of the few founding members of the International Federation of Accountants since its establishment in 1977. It is also the founding member of South Asian Federation of Accountants (SAFA), member of Confederation of Asian and Pacific Accountants (CAPA), and Chartered Accountants Worldwide (CAW). Chartered accountants from ICAB are highly valued all over the world for their professional excellence and acumen to business and economy. They are now recognized by the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales (ICAEW), the Chartered Institute of Public Finance and Accountancy (CIPFA), UK CPA, Australia, and the Chartered Accountants of Australia and New Zealand (CAANZ). Beyond the professional practice and services, ICAB members have been playing leadership roles in the country's economic growth and sustainable development. Few of them are Mr. Mohammad Saifur Rahman, FCA, a distinguished chartered accountant and economist who served as the nation's longest-standing finance minister, is widely recognized as the architect of Bangladesh's economic liberalization and free market reforms. Mr. Jamaluddin Ahmed, FCA, former Deputy Prime Minister and a past President of both ICAB and SAFA. Mr. Atauddin Khan, FCA, former State Minister for Finance and a past President of ICAB. Mr. A.K.M. Musharraf Hussain, FCA, former State Minister for Energy and a past President of ICAB. Further testament to ICAB's legacy the country's first Commerce Minister, Mr. M.R. Siddiqui FCA, and its first Finance Secretary, Mr. Mathiul Islam FCA, were also esteemed members of the Institute. For strengthening the accounting, auditing, reporting, and other relevant regulatory frameworks in Bangladesh and contributing to our sustainable economy, ICAB collaborates with Financial Reporting Council, Bangladesh Securities Exchange Commission, National Board of Revenue, Bangladesh Bank, Insurance Development and Regulatory Authority, Microcredit Regulatory Authority, and Registrar of Joint Stock Companies and Firms, and different ministries of the government. In the current context, there are many opportunities to further increase regional trade and connectivity for strengthening regional cooperation and promoting sustainable growth, to find new drivers of regional economic growth, and to create additional domestic and aggregate regional demand. Regional connectivity among the South Asian countries is a cornerstone of economic cooperation and integration, and has become a major priority for sustainable growth and prosperity. We all need to work together, maintaining the highest level of our professional excellence, embracing the technological transformation, exploring our ethical standards, and ensuring our commitment and quality towards achieving our growth and sustainability for building a better future.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this valedictory session, we have Mr. Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Harun, Executive Chairman, Bangladesh Investment Development Authority, BIDA, as our chief guest. Also, we have Mr. Muhammad Abdurrahman Khan, FCMA, Secretary, Internal Resources Division, IRD, and Chairman, National Board of Revenue, NBR, Ministry of Finance, Government of Bangladesh, as a special guest. Mr. Mahabubur Rahman, Secretary, Ministry of Commerce, Government of Bangladesh, as a special guest. Also, Mr. Jean Boucaud, President, International Federation Accountants, IFAC, as guest of honor. Mr. Muhammad Humayun Kabir, FCA, President, South Asian Federation of Accountants, SAFA. Mr. NKA Mobin, FCA, President, ICAB. Mr. Muhammad Farhad Hussain, FCA, Chairman, Conference Organizing Committee. Mr. Muhammad Rohunuzzaman, FCA, Vice President, ICAB. Also, we have Mr. Muhammad Maniruzzaman, FCA, Vice President, ICAB.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's conference theme is Next Generation Profession, Converging Ethical AI and Sustainability Reporting, is very timely and inevitable. Ladies and gentlemen, nowadays the focus on significance of technological reformation driven by rapid advancements in artificial intelligence and the importance of sustainability and environmental, social and governance ESG reporting worldwide. It is also remarkable that presently the converging of AI is giving new form to financial reporting, audit and assurance through enhanced efficiency and data-driven insights, and ensuring transparency, accountability, and accordingly the public trust. Simultaneously, sustainability reporting has become an essential component of corporate governance and stakeholder confidence. So it is very necessary to bring synergy among technology professional doctrines for the sustainable advancement inclusively. It is the demand of time for the professionals to adjust technological competence with ethical practice to address the public interest as a whole. Today's conference, designed with very significant topics of technical sessions that would provide all of us with an opportunity to analyze emerging trends, evaluate ethical considerations, and explore future competencies required for the next generation of accounting professionals. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to recognize our valued sponsors for this two-day event. The diamond sponsor was the Citibank, and other valued sponsors are Transcom, BSRM, National Life Insurance PLC, Walton, Robi, SMC, City Insurance, and Shahjalal Islami Bank. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request our distinguished guests to be on stage. The chief guest, Mr. Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Harun, Executive Chairman, Bangladesh Investment Development Authority, BIDA. Mr. Abdur Rahman Khan, FCMA, Secretary, Internal Resources Division and Chairman, NBR, Minister of Finance. Mr. Mahbubur Rahman, Secretary, Minister of Commerce, Government of Bangladesh. Mr. Jean Boucaud, President, IFAC. Mr. Mohammad Humayun Kabir, FCA, President, SAFA. Mr. NKA Mubin, FCA, President, ICAB. Mr. Mohammad Farhad Hussain, FCA, Chairman, Conference Organizing Committee. Mr. Mohammad Rukanuzzaman, FCA, Vice President, ICAB. And Mr. Mohammad Muniruzzaman, FCA, Vice President, ICAB. স্টেজে লাইট বাড়াতে হবে।
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to request President ICAB, Mr. NKA Mobin, FCA, to kindly address the audience.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Chief Guest, distinguished guests, respected IFAC President, Head of Member Bodies, learned speakers, fellow members of the profession, ICB management, media friends, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. We have come to the end of a deeply inspiring and thought-provoking conference day. It is my humble privilege to offer these concluding remarks for our SAFA International Conference and other events. This morning, we set out to explore the theme of the next generation profession. We asked ourselves how we, as professional accountants, should respond to the powerful forces of artificial intelligence and sustainability. After today's rich discussions, I believe we have found not just questions, but also a clear path forward I truly believe that each one of you will take away valuable insights and be greatly benefited from the sessions held today. Let us briefly recall the key lessons from our sessions. In our first session on ethics and technology, we agreed that power AI must be guided by our strongest ethical principles. Technology is a tool, but it cannot replace the human judgment and integrity that are the heart of our profession. The second session on our evolving role showed that our role is expanding. We are moving beyond numbers to become advisors and architects of sustainable value for businesses and society. The third session on sustainability assurance reminded us that this is a critical duty of our time. Ensuring truthful sustainability reporting is not just about compliances, it is a moral responsibility to build trust and a better future. As we close, let this be a beginning, not an end. ICAB and SAFA is committed to supporting our members through new learning programs and by advocating for policies that promote ethical innovation. This conference has reminded us that while technology will continue to transform our profession, our true strength lies in our people, our principles, and our shared purpose. The success of today is not of any individual, it is the result of a great collective effort. My sincere thanks to our honorable chief guest and a special guest for your gracious presence and guidance. To our speakers, chairs, and panelists, thank you for sharing your profound knowledge and insights. As you return to your work, I gently urge you to carry these ideas forward. Be champions for ethics and sustainability. Guide the next generations. Let us ensure that even as our tools evolve from pens to AI, our core values, integrity, objectivity, and public services remain our unchanging foundation. I'm confident that together we'll not only adapt to the future, but help shape it for the better. May the connections made here grow stronger. Thank you again for your kind attention. Allah Hafiz and good night.
Thank you, Mr. N.K. Mubin, FCA, Honorable President, ICAB. Ladies and gentlemen, this valedictory session is the time for a summary of the full conference, and I would request Mr. Mohammad Rukunuzzaman, FCA, Vice President, ICAB, to kindly summarize this two-day conference.
Assalamu alaikum and very good evening to you all. Respected chief guest, other dignitaries sitting on the dais, and audience and presence in front of me. Perhaps the most daunting part of the whole day is left for me to handle. Summarizing 4 technical papers with hugely technical terms, studied subject matter, summarizing into 10 minutes paper is something invariably very difficult one. However, if you would kindly allow me, I would like to keep my focus limited to few areas. 10 minutes, not very long time. Our theme paper is Converging Ethical AI and Sustainability Reporting. I mean, at one point in time, the terminology AI was emerging, and now it is something popularly known ethical AI. We all know what AI does and what it can do for us. But when the terminology is, the phrase is made of ethical AI, it tells us something to be imperative, like AI is to be used carefully. Like we have got one GPS system embedded in our car. We want our GPS to take to us a particular destination. Unless we are careful handling it, sometimes it might take us to a dangerous place just because that there is a technological challenge built into it. It's naturally built. Because technology is something which is developed and made using algorithms and many other concepts and imaginations. Likewise, AI, ideally generates its messages and its information from internet, internet world at large. Anything that has not been put into internet and any databases, AI cannot work. Therefore, leaving AI to do everything for us is sometimes might go dangerous. So that's what something, perhaps the theme paper was going to tell us. Once we talk about AI, our first technical paper writer, Mr. Badami, articulated AI. At one point in time, it was traditional AI. Now it is generative AI. When we talk about generative AI, sometimes the way it acts and it generates information, seemingly it looks like it is something a very biological human is doing that work, or even beyond that. Therefore, it might cast a critical trust that anything that generative AI is developing for us, generating for us, is accurate, is correct, is trusted. There comes our responsibility. As a professional accountant, we have to deal with millions of billions of data. And once we ask our AI to populate certain report for us, and if we do straightforward verbatim, depend on it, it might lead us to dangerous zone. So that's what that imperative is as far as my read is concerned. The next is something sustainability reporting. Ideally, when you talk about sustainability reporting, to me, it talks about certain number of indicators. The first is obviously human. Second, to some extent, it is human society, social. Third is perhaps economic or like that finance and all this. And of course, the fourth is environment. So taken together all these four items, the threats and ideas that we have been discussing in sustainability reporting, it was at one point in time imperative. Over time, it is becoming mandatory that in addition to kind of financial reporting, there are other reporting requirements are also coming into its mandates. So, this is all about that theme paper that, as I read. The next is something which Mr. Badami presented, the reshaped, professional future. And the next technical paper was something beyond numbers. I can take these two into one box. If we are reshaping our professional career ahead, that is something naturally that meets the requirement of what Surayappa, presented in front of us, talking about beyond numbers. And interestingly, I'm one of the ardent supporters of this idea that professional accountants should go much beyond that numbers, because at one point in time, it was imperative working for the corporates. The CEOs and the board or like other members used to consider if finance directors, finance manager would do something beyond their debits and credits, would have been much better. But unfortunately, most of the cases, accountants used to keep themselves within debit credit and data processing and reporting, and to some extent to the compliance regime. But over time, it is now again like the other item, it's going to be mandatory, because AI and other generative technologies have been taking away almost that data processing part completely from the accountants. Therefore, Accountants have got very minimum to do with the data processing part of it. And reporting, again, that tools and technologies can do it for us. Compliance and rest of the work. At this point in time, accountants' interpretation capacity and like generating certain ideas that supports decision makers to precisely take a good decision is something which should be the next for our professional accountants. It is no more data processing, it is no more debit credit, it is no more merely reporting requirement. So that's something, when we think that way, perhaps it meets the requirement of what, Mr. Badami and Surayappa was telling about, that accountants are no more conventional accountants. They need to be repositioned themselves. It is, we are already into it. We really do not have a time space ahead that we can gradually move into it. We are already into it. So that's what, we need to reposition in terms of building appropriate knowledge. What that AI does, what that generative AI does. How can we really use that AI in terms of, building appropriate governance rules and policies. We need to be careful when we, use that data table generated by the AI, the reports generated by the AI. We have no reason to, bluntly, trust that AI can do everything for us, because at the end of the day, nothing is more powerful than human brain, human sophism, human judgmental capacity. Few days ago, on 10th of November, I don't know if I'm taking extra time. Somebody should knock me. On 10th of November, that was accounting day. And I had one television online program, live program, where that anchor was asking me time and again, that technologies are taking away the work of accountants, and accountants are all turning to be, what? Jobless. I said no. I strongly disagreed. However, I had to agree to some extent that perhaps some entry-level jobs might face challenges, but for professional accountants like us, I think we should be graduating ourselves, we should be upgrading ourselves with some extraordinary technological knowledge. I don't know. For the age holders, might be a bit difficult. For the younger generations, I think you have still enough time. Please reposition yourselves. Otherwise, life would be very difficult for sure. I'm jumping to the last part. Framework to outcome. Once we talk about framework based on our today's themes, again, the framework should be talking about, technology and sustainability reporting. Technology is something which, Mr. Badami well covered. Let me move into, sustainability reporting and assurance part of it. When you talk about sustainability reporting, Mr. Ahmed Sabbir, well articulated that over time, he presented a timeline showing us how that, sustainability reporting came up to today's position. Into our market, that particularly in Bangladesh, our banking regime is already under kind of mandate to, report on sustainability matters. If we do look at reporting standards, GRI, TCDF, and finally that IFRS Foundation, ISSB. As far as our, accountancy is concerned with like IFRS and all this, we can look at how, IFRS Foundation is doing for the sustainability reporting. So far we have seen there are two standards. One is A1, the other S1, the other is S2. S1 talks about general requirements underlying reporting and disclosures. S2 talks about climate kind of things. So, once we are into it, and it is imperative, it is mandatory for the corporates to, report and disclose their facts of sustainability matters. As professional accountants, we need to really understand what it is and what is to be reported and to what extent that report is in alignment with the, world best practices. Now the next part. As professional accountant, the next part is assurance generation. As professional accountant in practice, like other audits, other assurance services, this particular area also needs kind of assurance certificates. So far as you know, as even Shabbir Ahmed indicated, ISSA 5000, that's the only standard so far. And that is standard, once we apply, we need to apply other audit methodologies together with the ISB code of ethics and all local ethics, local PO's ethics as well as other local compliance requirements and all this. So, to be with that, Shabbir's, conclusions and remarks, all individual POs, I would say more particularly for us in ICAB, we need to undertake a lot of activities, including, embedding a lot of things into our curriculum and organizing seminar symposiums. And once it is part of the curriculum, it should be part of the classroom learning as well. So having well learned all these kind of things without losing any further time, I think we should be working better. Having said all this, I may conclude. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Muhammad Rukunuzzaman, FCA Vice President. I would request now the respected President of SAFA, Mr. Muhammad Humayun Kabir, FCA, to kindly deliver his speech.
Distinguished guests in the dais, ladies and gentlemen. I have been asked to brief, that's why I've taken the brief addressing as well. As we draw the curtain on this historic SAFA International Conference, I am overwhelmed by the depth of dialogue we have shared throughout the day, beginning with the inaugural session and subsequent 3 technical sessions. We began this journey with a question: how does the next generation profession navigate the convergence of ethical AI and sustainability? Now, as I look across this hall, I see the answer. We are no longer just prepared for the future, we are actively shaping it. To our honored guest, Mr. Jabuko, the IFAC President, your presence here in Dhaka, I will say not the first time, I will say it is the beginning. And we look forward to your incoming months and years, repeated and frequent coming here whenever we could encourage, organize similar event, and we look forward to have more further active engagement with the IFAC. Your leadership at the global level reminds us that while we operate in different jurisdictions, our global connection is fueled by a singular shared heartbeat, the public interest. The insight you shared today reinforce that the standards we set in South Asia must mirror the excellence expected globally. We thank you for standing with SAFA as we bridge the gap between regional challenges and global benchmark. Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Ashik Chaudhary, as the leader of Bangladesh Investment Frontier, you understand better than anyone that capital flows where there is a trust.
Our discussion on sustainability assurance and ethical AI are not just technical readiness or technical exercises better, they are the benchmark of investment readiness. When our accountants provide credible, verified ESG data, they are providing Bangladesh Investment Development Authority with the trust infrastructure needed to attract foreign direct investment in Bangladesh. We view the accountancy profession as a strategic partner of BIDA, ensuring that Bangladesh is not only a destination for profit by a century of transparent and sustainable business practices. For our guest, Mr. Abdur Rahman, he is part of our community. He is a fellow cost and management accountant. Today we heard from him in another session. Also in today's in the Valedictory session, only from the SAFA board, we acknowledge his contribution and thank you spending in time together in this evening with us. Over 3 extensive sessions, we have disconstructed our landscape, that we have affirmed that ethics is the ultimate regulator of AI. Secondly, we have accepted our evolving role beyond numbers as strategic value creators. Third, we have committed to moving from framework to outcome, ensuring that sustainability is verifiable reality, not just a report. These are not just conclusions, they are our mandate for the year ahead. Before I conclude, I must once again thank the ICAB leadership, the organizing committee, the management team of ICB headed by Mr. Subhash Bose, and including our 2 MCs today. And I see Mr. Shakur frequently, he is doing everything possible, and Mr. Mahabub to have everything to be concluded on time. So thank you to everyone who are associated in organizing and making this a successful event. So thank you, and I wish all a safe journey home who have visited us from our region and beyond. And I wish you safe stay and have a safe, I will say that good sleep and have safe journey back to your home country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Muhammad Humayun Kabir. I would request now the special guest, Muhammad Abdur Rahman Khan, FCMA, Secretary, Internal Resources Division and Chairman, National Board of Revenue, NBR, Ministry of Finance, Government of Bangladesh, to kindly deliver his speech.
Respected Chief Guest of today's valedictory session, Chaudhry Ashik bin Harun, respected President IFAC, Joe Bouquet, SAFA President and past President SAFA. I see more than one past President SAFA are here now, and also delegates from SAFA countries, council members, and dear participants. Very good evening. I think I heard just the summary presented by our council members, Jaman. So all the 3 papers submitted today and discussed in detail all are very relevant and presented by very renowned professionals of this region. I really congratulate all of them for having such a timely discussion that talks about ethics. Because for accountants, professional accountants, this is the core of our, training. The whole purpose of having accounting, preparing accounts and certifying accounts is to ensure transparency, accountability. And through this, we are protecting public interest. So the accountants are accountable to the public that whether they can effectively protect public interest or not. So if they are not ethical themselves throughout their whole practice, the outcome will not be up to expectation. So this is very, very important that we follow our ethical standard. Although we are certifying accounts, and in many cases, we have lots of limitation. Probably now, IFAC and also the regional bodies and all professional accounting body should think how to eradicate all the limitations that after we certify our accounts, still we see that there are a lot of discrepancies and the facts are not being presented for the public interest. So that kind of thing probably we can do easily when we say we support the digitization process of preparing accountings and also establish effective check and balance through internal control and internal audit and digitalized accounting system so that nothing left beyond the accounting environment. So this thing, if we can do that, that will reduce our risk substantially. Unless we do that, it will be very difficult. The businesses who want to avoid or want to evade, their responsibility or even their responsibility to the society, so that they cannot do that. If we come to another aspect of sustainability, because today one paper has been prepared on sustainability and also the role of professional accountants beyond numbers. This is the area that has been given to the accountants as well, that we must protect this planet. We have only one planet, and all the future generation have equal right to live in this planet peacefully, to have equal, resources for the future generation. So if this generation, we try to maximize our economic benefit, absolutely disregarding that we are destroying the earth, and our future generations their life will be very difficult to live in this earth because we are destroying it for current economic benefit. So in order to ensure that our future generations living in this planet is, peaceful and they get even better life than what we are having now, that also responsibility comes to our accounting community. So in many ways, basically, we are serving public and we are taking care of the whole greater society, and we have to, always bear this in our mind. And I think we are on right track, and every time we are shunning our capacity, our quality, and what to do in future. We are, especially IFAC is relentlessly working on evolving elements of accounting profession and guiding the professional accounting bodies throughout the world. We are really thankful to that. With these few words, I want to thank you all for your active participation, and especially the delegates who flew from Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and all other in India and other countries. Thank you very much for participating this wonderful event in Dhaka. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Abdurrahman Khan. Ladies and gentlemen, now Mr. Jean Boucaud, President, International Federation of Accountants, IFAC, is requested to kindly address the audience.
ICAP President, Mr. Mobin, SAFA President, Mr. Humayun Kabir, honorable guests, Mr. Ashik and Mr. Abdul Rahman, thank you very much for being with us. And dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to join you again to say a few words as we approach the end of the program. On behalf of IFAC, thank you to ICAB, our host, for organizing this wonderful event, and to SAFA for once again bringing the region together for a fruitful discussion. And thank you to all the participants in today's sessions for delivering many unforgettable insights. We have heard fascinating discussions of sustainability and technology and what these trends mean for the evolution of our profession. I will not debate on the importance of the evolution of our profession through technology. If I was provocative, I would say technological tools that have become available since I started my career have already transformed the profession in significant ways. But it is becoming much more fundamental today and tomorrow with AI. And this has been clearly articulated today in the various sessions. Now, just as we have demonstrated that we can become stronger over past decades, I am convinced, and fortunately I'm not the only one, I am convinced that we will become a stronger, more valuable, more relevant profession through the ethical application of artificial intelligence. Of course, this is a challenge for all of us, an important one, but a positive one. Sustainability as well is a true challenge for all of us if we do not upskill and reskill. And it is an enormous opportunity to offer greater value to our organizations. The future of corporate reporting is broader corporate reporting with sustainability-related risks and opportunities as crucial inputs to the full picture of value creation. Indeed, the future is already here in many parts of the world with widespread and growing adoption and implementation of IFRS S1 and S2. Even the smallest businesses served by small and medium-sized practices will find an accurate assessment of these risks and opportunities to be fundamental to their long-term growth and resilience. And of course, this goes with assurance to be provided by the profession through the use of ISA 5000, a journey, as was mentioned earlier this afternoon, and a few steps forward. And to illustrate, I passed the French exam of becoming a green auditor in 90 hours last year to be ready for the future. So I encourage each of you for the future to do the same. It is important to put these trends in a larger context of global turbulence. As we have already heard, unsustainable development threatens value creation and long-term economic growth, and technological change is disrupting ways of living and working. But the list goes on. Global trading powers are engaging in increasingly direct and disruptive competition, which is generating friction throughout the global economy. Geopolitical instability is making investment riskier and less attractive, and could lead to further disruptions to economic activity. Fiscal responses to the pandemic and other disruptions have strained the public finances of many countries. In turbulent times, the accountancy profession remains united. It is important, and that unity provides a harbor of stability. We are united as a profession in standing for our principles of integrity, professionalism, and independence. We are united as servants of the public interest, with corresponding oversight from public authorities. We are united across borders around the world through international cooperation and collaboration on the most important issues of the day. And as a united profession, we are fluent in collaboration. We collaborate through professional organizations where individual accountants find education, training, networking opportunities. We also collaborate at the regional level through associations such as SAFA, where professional organizations can learn from each other and exchange their unique experiences and perspectives, helping each other to arrive at best practices. And we collaborate at the global level, where IFAC, as the voice of the profession, convenes our stakeholders and our member organizations to promote the public interest and prepare the profession for the future. May I stop here for a second? Can you reflect on the remarkable power of our profession in that respect? On our singularity as compared to any other profession? And on our fundamental role for the worldwide economy? Keeping our challenges in mind, I encourage you to see the opportunities as well. The whole world needs global professionals to forge economic connections between countries. It needs public sector professionals to bring transparency and accountability to public finances. It needs sustainability experts to lead the transition to more durable development. It needs digital innovators who can harness the potential of new technologies. Our role will evolve as we pursue these opportunities. PAOs are in many ways the key to successful evolution and adaptation. I strongly encourage all SAFA members organizations to keep engaging with each other and with IFAC to more strongly advocate and support your members. Now, remember that the most important thing for our profession is to lead with our ethics. And as we know, this is not just words, this is a code and legal rules. We have earned an unparalleled trusted reputation by the sustained effort of many generations of professional accountants who have lived up to our principles of professionalism, skepticism, and independence. It is essential and even existential that we keep earning our reputation and never take it for granted. It takes an incredibly long time to build trust and no time at all to lose it. Thank you again to ICAB, SAFA, and every SAFA member. I congratulate you on this demonstration of the collaboration you have cultivated in South Asia. And I wish you many more years of mutual successes. Let us all be proud of having shared this day, memorable day, together.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jean Boucaud. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to humbly request now the chief guest of this valedictory session, Mr. Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Haroon, Executive Chairman, Bangladesh Investment Development Authority, BIDA, to kindly enlighten us with his speech.
Today's guest of honor, President of the IFAC, Mr. Jean Boucaud, my dear colleague, NBA Chairman, special guest, Roman Bhai, all the other guests, friends and participants, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. It's a great honor for me to be here at the valedictory session of SAFA International Conference on Next Generation Profession, Ethical AI and Sustainability Reporting. My heartfelt thanks to the organizers, the Institution of Chartered Accountants of Bangladesh, ICAB, for inviting me to be part of this important, timely, knowledgeful event. Despite how daunting it is to stand in front of so many accountants in a given day, I selfishly decided that I would really want to attend this event. And that was really because of my position in BIDA. From a vantage point of BIDA, what you do is incredibly important and it's crucial for us to drive investment into Bangladesh. It's quite evident now that investment competitiveness is not only judged by incentive and infrastructure. It has many other factors that drive that decision making, which includes the governance quality, the reliability of information, and of course the technological adaptation. In a survey that was recently done by PwC towards the end of 2025, about 78% of the investors said that they would invest in a company any day which is more transformative in terms of technology and AI. And they would invest in a company that has more governance framework in place. Now, if we as a country really want to drive investment, FDI into our country, which then eventually drives employment generation and also technology transfer, the only way we can do it is with your help. Why don't we talk about, we were just talking about it 5 minutes ago, sitting there, why do we not have a very strong external audit body that audits the ministries in the government? We've always talked about challenges around corruption, and whenever I speak to most of my foreign investors, they find it very difficult to digest this black box called government when they step into this country. So why can't we have a very strong body of accountants or a group of accountants who could look into the government and categorically tell us what needs to be fixed? Why do we not use AI to drive tax collection? I think we've made some good progress in the last 1.5 years. You've seen that now the first piece of obviously incorporating AI is to collecting data in the first place, and it does look like now that everyone's using online tax submission, we will eventually get to a point where potentially we could use AI to look at the tax submissions and look at find out the best taxpayers and the worst ones. So all of these exercises, as we do in our country, and as we try to sort of graduate from where we were a few years ago, the theme of this conference is very timely and captures something that's remarkable in our time in history. Technology advancement is much faster than institutional advancements in these days. Innovation is overrunning regulations every day. And it's not a question whether AI will shape our future. I think that is already given, that it will shape our future. The real question is how do we use AI, or how can we make the future ethical while knowing that AI is going to shape it anyway? And this is where I think this event was very powerful. To my understanding, there has been a lot of discussion all day, and very good discussions that have emerged, and understandings that have emerged. We do, I think, understand now very clearly that technology without ethics creates risk, and growth without sustainability creates instability. And you don't have to go very far away to see that. We just saw it in the last 10 years in our country. So as this conference draws to a closure, it is clear that today has been more than a professional event. It has been thought-provoking for a lot of us, a forum that speaks directly to the future of governance. So I have been really encouraged to hear the summary note. I've been really encouraged to hear that the understanding, or at least the realization, that the future accountant has to be a multidisciplinary, globally aware, technologically competent, and ethically grounded individual. And I'd like to leave maybe 3 points from my side. First of all, the ethical leadership must guide technological adoption, not the other way around. Secondly, sustainability reporting must be credible, consistent, and assured, because that's what will drive trust, which will eventually drive capital flow in our country. And thirdly, professional accountants must continue to serve the public interest, not only corporate and institutional interest. In doing so, you strengthen the markets, protect investors, and contribute directly to the national development. I'm confident that the ideas exchanged today here in Dhaka will not only influence the policy and practices of our country, but hopefully across the region. And I'd like to commend ICAP for the arrangement and for inviting me to this program again. I also congratulate the new leadership of SAFA and wish them every success as they carry forward the important responsibility of harmonizing standards, building capacity, and enhancing the global standing of the South Asian accounting profession. My sincere thanks to all of you for listening to me so patiently. Thank you again. Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Harun, for enlightening us with your valuable speech. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Muhammad Farhad Hussain, FCA, Chairman, Conference Organizing Committee, is now requested for his concluding remarks.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Harun, Executive Chairman, BIDA, and respected special guest, Mr. Abdul Rahman Khan, Chairman, National Board of Revenue, Honorable Guest of Honor, Mr. Joe Bucco, President of IFAC, President SAFA, President ICAB, respected delegates from outside Bangladesh, mainly from the SAFA countries, South Asian countries, my dear fellow professional members, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good evening to you again. Very good evening to you all. As we come to the conclusion of the SAFA International Conference 2026, it is a moment to reflect on what we have achieved together. Throughout the day, we have engaged in rich and forward-looking discussions on ethical AI, sustainability reporting, governance, and the evolving role of the professional accountants. A clear message has emerged. Technology alone cannot define the future of our profession. Ethics and trust must guide its use. The technical sessions have shown that professional accountants are no longer confined to compliance and reporting. we are becoming strategic advisors, sustainability stewards, and guardians of public interest in an increasingly complex and digital economy. And we all who are present here today, we have been here for about last almost 9 hours, 9 or 9.5 hours. But still I can see you are full of energy, in a happy mood. For that, the credit goes to the speakers of today. The keynote speaker, panel speakers, session chairs, they've done a wonderful job and has kept you awake, kept you energetic. My thanks to them for their excellent presentations and excellent conduct of the sessions, and our gratitude to all of you. My special thanks to our chief guest of today, our special guest and guest of honor, for sparing their valuable time and for being with us. Our special honored guest, Mr. Buko, he has been here for the whole day, almost 10 hours now. And our chief guest and special guest, they have arrived and they have all said very important, they have given very important message. The message is clear that we have to change. We have to embrace the digital era. And they have given us a lot of fruits for thinking about our future, and they've guided us with their words of wisdom. Thank you very much for your kind words. I'm sure by now we have become a lot more knowledgeable than we were in the morning. And my special thanks to the organizing committee of ICAB, who has worked very hard to organize this conference within a very short period of time. In real time, we only had about 4 weeks. And they deserve my very sincere thanks, the ICAB top management and the ICAB organizing working committee. My sincere thanks and gratitude to you for holding this successful event. Now, to conclude, I have a message to our professional brothers, I'll say, that let us think and work together, and let this conference inspire us across SAFA members, the South Asian countries. We are only 5, 6, 7 countries. And if we work together and collaborate closely in advancing our profession in line with global standards, I'm sure we'll succeed. And with IFAC's assistance, and IFAC is also with us, I believe, and we will work together and take us forward from here. With these few words, I'd like to thank you all again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Farhad Hussain, FCA, Chairman, Conference Organizing Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go for the crest giving ceremony now. I would request the distinguished guests to receive one after another. First one goes to the chief guest, Mr. Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Harun, and I request Mr. N.K.A. Mobeen, FCA, President ICAB, to present the crest to Mr. Chaudhry Ashik bin Harun. So, Mr. Ashik, you received it. Now you start giving one after another. Mr. Abdul Rahman Khan, FCMA, is to receive the next one. He is the Secretary, Chairman, NBR, Minister of Finance. Next to receive the crest is Mr. Jean Boucaud, President IFAC. Next to receive the award, the crest, Mr. Mohammad Humayun Kabir FCA, the Honorable President SAFA. Next to receive the crest is President ICAB, Mr. N.K. Mubin. I request the Chief Guest to hand over the crest to Mr. President. Next one goes to Mr. Mohammad Farhad Hussain FCA, Chairman, Conference Organizing Committee. And after him is Mr. Mohammad Rukhurizzaman FCA, Vice President, ICAB. And finally, it is Mr. Mohammad Muniruzzaman FCA, Vice President, ICAB. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Please take your seats. Now, I would like to request Mr. Mohammad Muniruzzaman FCA, Vice President ICAB, to kindly offer a vote of thanks. Yes, Mr. Muniruzzaman, Vice President ICAB, with vote of thanks.
So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Chief Guest, distinguished guest of honor, respected special guest, esteemed President and representatives of SAFA board, member bodies, Honorable Council member of ICBs, distinguished speakers, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Bangladesh and the Conference Organizing Committee, it's my great honor and privilege to offer the vote of thanks at the concluding session of this prestigious SAFA International Conference. First and foremost, I express our deepest gratitude to our Chief Guest, Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Harun, Executive Chairman, Bangladesh Investment Development Authority, for graciously being with us this evening for his insightful address, which has added immense value to this conference and inspired us all. We are profoundly honored by the presence of our guest of honor, Joe Bouquet, President of International Federation of Accountants. Sir, your visit to Bangladesh and your active participation in this conference is a historic moment for the accounting profession and of our country and the South Asian region. Your continued support for strengthening the global accounting profession, particularly in the areas of ethics, sustainability, and public trust, is deeply appreciated by all of us. We are also sincerely thankful to our distinguished guest of honor, Mohammad Humayun Kabir, FCA President of the South Asian Federation of Accountants, for his leadership, guidance, and unwavering commitment to the regional cooperation among SAFA member bodies. Our heartful thanks to the honorable special guest, our proud professional, Mr. Muhammad Abdur Rahman Khan, Secretary, Internal Resource Division and Chairman, National Board of Revenue, Minister of Finance, Government of Bangladesh. We gratefully acknowledge the leadership of NK Mobin FCA, President of ICB, whose visionary guidance has been instrumental in making this conference a success, as well as Mohammad Farad Hossain FCA, Chairman of the Conference Organizing Committee, for his tireless efforts and effective coordination. I extend sincere appreciation to all the session chair, paper presenter, panelists, and delegates from SAFA member countries, whose intellectual contribution and rich the technical deliberation make this conference both meaningful and forward-looking. Special thanks are due to the organizing committee, SAFA Secretariat, volunteers, sponsors, hotel management, all those who work behind this scene with the dedication and professionalism to ensure the smooth execution of this large-scale international seminar. Ladies and gentlemen, your presence, engagement, and cooperation over the first 9 hours have truly made this conference a success and reaffirmed our collective commitment to shaping the next generation professional through ethical AI and sustainable reporting. With this word, I once again thank you all for your participation and support. May I now invite everyone to kindly remain seated and enjoy the cultural program followed by dinner. Thank you all. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have the cultural show right now. Our distinguished guests at the dais are requested to sit with the audiences. Please, sir. For the cultural show, we need 5-6 minutes to get the stage ready. And afterwards, we will definitely start the cultural show. In the meantime, I would like to thank the sponsors. We are thankful to the sponsors for their participations and wholehearted supports. The diamond sponsor, Citibank. Other valued sponsors are Transcom, BSRM, National Life Insurance PLC, Walton, Robi, SMC, City Insurance, and Shah Jalal Islami Bank.